Hello, scholars. Welcome to our next grammar lesson. Grammar lesson today instead of a spelling lesson. It's lesson number 7, Unit 2 on adjectives. Today in our lesson, our objectives. We will review the 3 adjective questions. We will learn there are 3 special adjectives called articles. And we will practice when to use a and an, which are 2 of those articles. So, getting us started, scholars, we learned that an adjective describes a noun or pronoun, and that adjectives answer the questions how many, what kind, and whose. Did you remember everything on this slide? That adjectives describe nouns and pronouns, and that they answer the questions how many, what kind, and whose? How many tacos? 7 tacos. 45 tacos. Many tacos. What kind of tacos? Marvelous tacos. Soft shelled tacos. Crunchy tacos. Whose tacos? Mr. Ritz's tacos. The doctor's tacos. Their tacos. Right, scholars? That last one, the whose, as I mentioned in the last lesson, can be tricky, right? Because Mr. Ritz is a proper noun. But when we say Mr. Ritz's tacos, it's telling us whose tacos they are, right? Mr. Ritz isn't the subject of that sentence, right? Or what we're focusing on, tacos is. Mr. Ritz is just telling us whose tacos we're talking about. So it's actually working as an adjective in that case. Same thing with the word the doctor's tacos, right? Doctors tells us whose tacos they are, right? Even though doctor is a common noun, when we're saying the doctor's tacos, doctors is showing ownership of the tacos, it's telling us whose tacos. So it's working as an adjective. Remember, we'll keep working with that. For now, let's keep going. You also, at the end of our last lesson, learned the adjective song to the tune of Three Blind Mice. Do you remember it? Sing it with me. Adjectives, adjectives, colors and numbers, colors and numbers. They describe all nouns we find, tell whose, how many, or what kind, and keep 3 articles in your mind. They're a and the. Now, scholars, that last line is what I need you to look at with me. They're a and the. Well, as we just sang in our adjective song, there are 3. Oh, sorry. Bless you. Thank you. There are 3 special adjectives that are called articles. The 3 articles are a and the. They're adjectives, but they're special adjectives because they don't really tell us how many, what kind, or whose. So they don't specifically describe a noun, but they do tell you that a noun is coming up in the sentence. Right? A and the always come before a noun, right? Telling you there's a noun coming in the sentence. 2 of those articles are a and an. Knowing when to use a and when to use an depends on the word that comes after it and the sound with which that word begins. Here's what I mean by that. If the word after the a or an begins with a consonant sound, the correct article to use is a. Here's some examples. A ripe banana. Right? The word after a starts with an R sound. Ripe, a ripe banana. Right? R is a consonant sound. So we would not say an ripe banana. A yellow pencil. Right? Yellow, y, starts with a consonant sound. So we use a in front of it. A yellow pencil. A big explosion. Right? The word after the A, right? The word big, b is a consonant sound. So we say a big explosion, not an big explosion. A giant panda. Right? Giant starts with a j sound. J is a consonant sound. So in front of that, we say a giant panda, not an giant panda. So if the word after the a or an begins with a vowel sound, the correct article to use is an. So here's some examples of that. An orange pencil. Right? Orange starts with a vowel sound. O. An orange pencil. O is a vowel sound. So we say an orange pencil, not a orange pencil. An icky banana. Right? Icky starts with a vowel sound. I, I, icky. So an icky banana. An ugly panda. Ugly, starts with a U, a vowel sound. An ugly panda. An enormous explosion. Right? Enormous starts with a vowel sound. E. So we say an enormous explosion, not a enormous explosion. But we have to be careful, scholars. Don't just check to see if the word begins with a consonant or a vowel. It is about the sound of that word, the beginning sound of that word, not the letter. Here's what I mean by that: an honest answer. Right? The word honest starts with an H, but the H is silent. So the first sound we hear is ah. Ah is a vowel sound. So we say an honest answer because honest is a vowel sound beginning. An enormous explosion. Right? E is a vowel sound. So an enormous explosion. A united group. Right? That one's tricky, right? Because united, right? U sounds like it's going to be a vowel sound, but you, a united group, not an united group. A one room school, right? Even though one starts with an O, right? It sounds like a W. W is a consonant sound. So a one room school, not an one room school. So it's about the first vowel sound, or sorry, the first sound, whether it sounds like a vowel or has a consonant sound, to know if you need a or an. Let's practice a few more. Take a look at these five. Pause for a moment and jot down somewhere on a marker board or a slip of paper. A cow or N cow? A ostrich or an ostrich? All right. Did you do all five of those? Jotted them down? Let's check. A cow. Right? Cow starts with a consonant sound. An ostrich. Ostrich starts with a vowel sound. An elephant. Elephant starts with a vowel sound. Eh. A puppy. Puppy starts with a consonant sound. P. An aardvark. Aardvark starts with a vowel sound. Aardvark. Let's try another five. Remember, jot these down on your marker board or on a scrap of paper. Then let's check them. Now, did you notice, scholars, that we have the same words here: cow, ostrich, elephant, puppy, aardvark, but I slipped in some other words ahead of them. So even though here we said a cow, right, would this be a huge cow or an huge cow? Huge is the next word. So is that a vowel sound or a consonant sound? I also find, scholars, that if I'm not sure, it helps me to say them aloud to see which one sounds correct, right? A huge cow, an huge cow. A ugly ostrich, an ugly ostrich. Pause and finish these five if you haven't. All right, let's check them. Are you ready to check? A huge cow, an ugly ostrich, a gray elephant, an adorable puppy, a smelly aardvark. Remember, scholars, it's the word that comes right after the a or the an. Is the first sound of that word a consonant sound? Or is the first sound of that word a vowel sound? That's how you decide if you need a or an. We're going to try this with one final slide. Ready? In some sentences, let's try. Two children sat on blank old rocking horse. So we're looking for the word in front of old. So old. Does old start with a consonant sound or a vowel sound? Old. What did you decide? Right. An. Two children sat on an old rocking horse. Number two. Do we need a or an? Blank pink glove was found on the lumpy sofa. The word after a or an is pink. So p, p, vowel sound or consonant sound? What did you put in the blank? I hope you put a. A pink glove was found on the lumpy sofa. All right, number three. The rough waters led to blank rocky adventure. Remember, our next word after the blank is rocky. So r, vowel sound or consonant sound? A. The rough waters led to a rocky adventure. And number four, Brett's sister sings in blank, empty auditorium. A or an? Remember, the word after the blank starts with the word empty. Look at that first sound. Eh, eh. Vowel sound or consonant sound? Empty. Brett's sister sings in an empty auditorium. Then, scholars, it says, can you find the other adjectives in each sentence? So, a, and, remember, are two special adjectives called articles, along with the word the. Can you find other adjectives in these sentences? There's at least two in each sentence. Press pause and try to find them. All right, are you ready to check? Here come the answers. Two children, right, tells how many children. Old rocking horse tells you what kind of horse. Old and rocking. Glove, right, pink glove tells you what kind of glove. Lumpy sofa tells you what kind of sofa. Rough waters tells you what kind of waters. Rocky adventure tells you what kind of adventure. Brett's sister tells us whose sister. And auditorium, that's empty, right? Empty auditorium tells us what kind of auditorium. And there's a look at our three articles, a, an, the. Right? Three special adjectives called articles. All right, scholars, checking our objectives. We reviewed the three adjective questions. How many? What kind? Whose? We also learned the three special adjectives called articles. A, an, the. And we practiced when to use a and when to use an, two of the articles. If you need to back up and review any of this information, please do so because your assignment today is going to involve picking out the correct a and an to complete the sentences. Here's your assignment. Open the Google form and answer the questions about today's lesson. When you are finished, click the Submit button at the bottom of the Google form. Make sure those answers get sent to your teacher. Thanks for playing along with today's lesson. Good luck with your assignment.